Hi, we're back with living life as a loving, forgiving person and overcoming what I call PVSS, Punisher, Victim, Sufferer Syndrome. Sometimes we have to love enough for two and be strong enough for two. If you're a woman or married to one, it's much harder for women to lift heavy things, do manly chores that are just easier for men. They have better upper body strength just from the whole evolutionary chain. Hope I didn't offend anybody here. I'm just trying to make a point. I know there's a lot of strong women. If you're a man or married to one, it's much harder for men to say things like, oh, I had such a bad day and that's why I'm so cranky, or I'm upset about work, or I'm upset about where I am in my career. It's hard for men to say that. They just act cranky and miserable, and now we all have all this negative energy going on, and how do we turn it around? This is where we need to be strong enough emotionally for each other. Take a deep breath and give that man a snack. He's probably hungry. Give that woman a hug. She probably hasn't been held all day, or vice versa. And hold our tongues, smile, and be understanding. In the beginning, we're all head over heels and would do anything for each other, but as the years go on, we tend to dump on each other a bit more. If we just pause and take a very long, deep breath to take time and remember, we have a choice here. You know that old expression, you get a lot more with sugar? So I developed an experiment called the Sweet as Sugar experiment. And next time your spouse gives you that exasperated look or a cranky attitude, try and see him or her as the person you used to date, and try some sincere sugar. Not sarcastic, just actually be nice. But there is a quid pro quo here. Ladies first, try and do as many of those pesky little things as you can yourself and save only the truly heavy stuff that you physically can't do for the men. And gentlemen, hug your wife and tell her if you've had a rough day. And if she's busy, grab something yourself from the refrigerator or the cabinet. So you're a little less cranky. An open, loving heart is the ego's worst enemy. Needing to be right all the time will get you nowhere. I invite you to try loving kindness, even just as a science experiment. So every time I think about the horrible lies and the deceit, I remember that everyone deserves a second, or in my case, third chance. One of the apps I was talking about before on calm.com was an app for forgiveness. And they had like 10 things about forgiveness. I can't seem to get them back, but a couple of them were, forgiveness is a gift I can give myself and others. Forgiving people makes me feel great. And there were 10 of them, and each one was like, oh my God, this is wonderful. So it really helped me. I would love to get those back again. Email me if you find them. You can also download this app onto any device, calm.com. You can be the first in your family to start the new patterns and habits of being a loving, forgiving person. Like we did before in the last segment, I gave you a chance to maybe write down some habits. We all have our habits from our parents that we've adopted, or maybe some new ones that we picked up along the way that are no longer serving you or anyone else. So we need to work on those. Start noticing if PVSS is creeping into your life. Are you punishing? Are you suffering? Are you playing the victim? And first step is to be aware of it. Someone upset you, are you going to punish them with silence or snub them? That's what my mother did. My mother would do that. And then I started doing it right in the beginning of my marriage. And it's really bad because then you're all closed down. So this is something I totally picked up from my mother. And I remember saying it to my husband in the beginning, don't let me do that again. That's what my mother used to do. Don't let me do that again. I guess awareness was good. So I watched my mother close up like that. So that's another thing is, remember the children are always watching. They're like spongy little spies. So when we go into that PVSS mode, they're watching it and then they're going to take it to their relationship. As an individual, you can think about the next generation, and that might help you get out of the PVSS? What do you want to pass on to your children? Conflict resolution, being mature, letting things go, or teaching them to do the same bad habits. Another thing that bothers me sometimes is when people flirt with my husband. After what happened, I know it hasn't happened in a few weeks, but the next time it happens, I don't know. He's an attractive man, and women will flirt with him right in front of me. And one time my sister said, she goes, "No one flirts with my husband." And, he's a great guy, but maybe he doesn't have those, chiseled features like my husband does. And it put it in perspective for me. My husband's a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy. Maybe I should be proud of that. Instead of getting green, purple, red, and orange at the same time, I just have to realize that, he's a good-looking guy. People are going to flirt with him. So I have to realize that's out of his control. He can't make himself less attractive. I mean, that's something I really can't do anything about. So we have choices to live life as a loving, forgiving person. And we have to choose our battles. Remember, the children are watching, and what do we want to pass on to the next generation?